Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call a regular meeting of the Mount Hill City Council to order on October 3rd, 2022. I'd like you all to join me in the flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Counselor Eater.
Here.
Counselor Storga.
Here.
Counselor Donahue.
Here.
Counselor Ott is absent. Counselor Hofer. Here. Student Counselor Vasquez.
Here.
Mayor Wall.
Here. Okay. Do we have any presentations or guests? Mark?
No presentations or guests or other announcements that I'm aware of, but we do have one person signed up to speak.
Okay. Under appearance of interested citizens, those are.
Nothing particular to bring up today, just curious, read through the packet, and so got a couple questions on the sidewalks when that comes up. I'll just interject at that point if it's okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. All right, moving right along. We'll review accounts payable. Counselors have any questions on that? Sorry, David, anything? No? Yeah.
No question.
Ray does. No? Oh, okay, we don't have any, so we'll move on to number 7, consent agenda, and that's to approve the council meeting minutes of September 6, 2022. Any additions or corrections? Seeing none, I'm going to entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda.
Who seconded it? I'm sorry.
David Hofer.
Thank you. There's a vote.
We have a vote. Let's vote.
Student Counselor Vasquez.
Aye.
Counselor Eater.
Aye.
Counselor Hofer.
Aye.
Counselor Storga.
Aye.
Counselor Donahue.
Aye.
Counselor Ott is missing, absent, and Mayor Wall.
Aye. Okay. Well, the next is new business under item 9A, the sidewalk repair program. So, Mark, I'll turn it on to you to,
Actually, Mr. Mayor, we need to go to number 8, unfinished business, the supplemental budget.
you do? I didn't want to do that. Okay.
Make sure you're good with it.
No, yeah, it was just like, we just skipped it. Yeah, that's good. So, so we do have a supplemental budget number 1, and we're going to have a public hearing. And I'm going to start by opening the public hearing. Hearing is per ORS 294473. It's a public hearing held by the governing body of the municipal corporation when a supplemental budget changes estimated expenditures by more than 10%. The purpose of the hearing is to discuss the supplemental budget with interested persons. With that, I will open it to any comments from the public. Did you study this? Oh, I did. Okay. Hearing no comments, I will close the public hearing and we'll move on to our discussion. We're gonna, Mark, is this something we're gonna hear from Tara on?
I will
Yes,
ask.
yes.
her-
Okay,
Yes, so we brought this before you last time. But with all the other things we had on the agenda, we failed to hold a public hearing. So you had passed this supplemental budget, but budget law requires a public hearing. So we technically couldn't move forward with the supplemental budget. So it's being brought back to you tonight. Are there any
Okay.
questions about that?
thank you. Does anyone have any questions they didn't have last meeting on this issue? No comments? Then I'm going to entertain a motion for approval of supplemental budget number 1 for fiscal year 2022-23.
I move to approve the attached resolution authorizing appropriations amending the fiscal year 2022-23 budget.
Second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the resolution. And we'll take a vote.
Counselor Ott is absent. Student Counselor Vasquez.
Aye.
Counselor Ear.
Aye.
Counselor Hooper.
Aye.
Counselor Storga.
Aye.
Counselor Donahue.
Aye.
Mayor Wall.
Aye. Okay. Now we're going to move on to item 9A, which is the sidewalk repair program. And it's ordinance number 773. And I'll turn that over to Mark.
Actually, Tara will be carrying the role with this since she's online.
Okay,
If she's still online.
hello, Tara.
Oh, sorry. I thought I hit unmute, but
Oh.
apparently I had to hit it again.
Okay.
So as recently Colby and I were working through a sidewalk repair program, and we dug a little bit into the past history of this ordinance, the program, the application, and we noticed some things that needed to be updated. So we are bringing before you an updated ordinance that removes the responsibility of the city organizing the repair for the residences or for the property owners, and allows property owners without city taking on any liability issues to have their sidewalks repaired and still apply for the same amount of money that it was before. While we were updating the ordinance, we went ahead and decided to remove the term residents from this program so that even business owners can also apply and receive funds.
Okay. Thank you, Tara. And we do have someone who would like to ask some questions.
I would, please.
Okay. And would you state your name for a record?
Sure. Matt Ketchum, I live at 425 East Church Street here. Two questions really. One, as I recall, you had to get 3 different bids and present those bids to the city at the time. Is that still in effect would be question 1. The sort of comment on that is I started trying to get my sidewalk repaired in May. I've had one contractor call me back and maybe or maybe not, they'll get to me in November. So just not the easiest thing in the world to do right now. And then 2, the permitting process or the city sign off. I'm assuming you all will still want to be involved in that, but again, I was unclear just reading the packet, whether or not that's still part of the process. Thank you.
I can
Thanks.
go ahead and answer those.
Okay, thank you.
You will no longer be required to submit 3 bids to us. So you can choose your own contractor. You can only need to contact one if that's your choice. And you will still be able to apply and be accepted into the program if funds are available. The second question was if Public Works would need to come out and inspect the forms, and yes, they will. So once this ordinance is passed as is, or if it gets passed in the future with other changes, our application will be updated and will reflect that information, that it will still be subject to Public Works inspection.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you. Council comments or concerns?
I thought with any public funds tied to any project, it has to have, you have to have at least 3 bids. Isn't that by law? You have to have at least 3 bids.
Over a certain amount.
I believe so, yeah.
I think if it was a city-sponsored project, it would be, but I don't think. I think it would be exempt since we've switched the responsibility of the property owner. Is that the thought, Tara?
Two things are true about that. One, because we are not sponsoring it, we are just reimbursing a property owner, then it is not a project that we're sponsoring. And two, even if it did fall under us, the 3 bids is over $50,000.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Thank you.
Just double checking.
Good question.
No.
I have a comment or two. Because I do. One of the reasons I'm really glad to see this, hopefully it makes it easier. And one of the reasons we did this way back was to encourage people to fix their sidewalks. And anything we can do to help facilitate that, I think is a move in the right direction. So I would hope the council will support this ordinance. All I have to say. So if there are no more questions, this is an ordinance that we need to do 2 readings on. I'm going to read it by title and then we'll have a motion. This is the City of Mount Angel Ordinance number 773, an ordinance amending Mount Angel Municipal Code Section 93.091 relating to the city's sidewalk repair program. And I will entertain a motion on that ordinance.
I move to approve ordinance 773 amending the Mount Angel Municipal Code, section 93.091.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the ordinance number 773 on first reading. We have a vote. Mark?
Councilor Donahue?
Aye.
Councilor Ott is absent. Student Councilor Vasquez?
Aye.
Councilor Eater?
Aye.
Councilor Hofer?
Aye.
Councilor Scorga?
Aye.
Mayor Wall?
Aye. Okay, I'm going to read this ordinance number 773 for second reading. City of Mount Angel ordinance number 773, an ordinance amending Mount Angel Municipal Code section 93.091 relating to the city's sidewalk repair program. And I will entertain a motion on approval of ordinance number 773 on second reading.
I move to approve ordinance 773 amending Mount Angel Municipal Code 93.091.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 773 on second reading. Can we take a vote, Mark?
Sir, Councilor Donahue?
Aye.
Councilor Ott is absent. Student Councilor Vasquez?
Aye.
Councilor Eater?
Aye.
Councilor Hofer?
Aye.
Councilor Scorga?
Aye.
Mayor Wall?
Aye. The ordinance has been approved and it will take effect in 30 days from today. A little bit of time to get a contractor.
Would really like to thank Tara and Colby for all their work on this.
Yes, I do too. Okay, the next item we have is our Youth Advisory Council application. Leetta Torres Vasquez, and we have an application from her in our packet for her third year. And she's had a lot happen in the last 3 years. So I think you put together a very nice packet. So are there any questions that anyone has? We know her pretty well. So, okay, I'm going to entertain a motion.
I move to appoint Leetta Torres Vasquez to the Youth Advisory Council for a one-year term expiring on June 1st, 2023.
Second.
We have a motion to approve in a second. Appointing Leetta Torres Vasquez to the Youth Advisory Council, 1 year. Vote please.
Counselor Thornhill.
Aye.
Counselor Donahue.
Aye.
Counselor Hobbs absent. Counselor Vespa.
Aye.
Counselor Eater.
Aye.
Counselor Hooper.
Aye.
Mayor Wall.
Aye. Should have abstained. Okay, well, welcome again for another year.
Are you going to move this? I don't know, maybe I'll find one.
Okay, so we're going to move on to city manager's report.
Here we go. Council, I told you at last council meeting that I would be bringing back information for you to discuss regarding ballot measure 109. In regards to the psilocybin mushroom issue. Because of Oktoberfest and a variety of other things, I just don't have time to bring that forward to you. So you can look forward to that in November. I want to continue the discussion about the city logo. So as I mentioned at our last council meeting, we were moving on with that design. And I'm going to do a little run around the room right now.
I didn't know.
I'm not gonna be like a snake that pops out.
Well, just skip on it, don't open it yet. Okay, do
Not wrapped.
Open it as a bottle.
For you, Ray, it's a multiple.
So just once again, you know, this is the design that the mayor's team and really everybody decided on together. And I want to let you know that last week, if you read my update, we need to get you kind of tied in with that too. But if you read my update, you know that we held a employee appreciation barbecue last week in the wind and the rain over at the park. But all the wind and rain aside, it was actually awesome. It was a great time to get together. It was some great food and some great time together, great fellowship, I thought. So in turn, I handed out everybody their first item of city swag. And now it's your turn. I just want to say how happy I am serving in the position of city manager and police chief. And I believe that I'm very lucky to work with such professionals, both elected and employees of the organization. And please accept this as a small token of my thanks and my appreciation. So every employee in the city got one of these. I want to make sure that I include council as well. So once again, thank you. You are as appreciated as everybody else. And it's a great team. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Oktoberfest, what a festival. So every morning at 9 o'clock in this room, we have a safety and security meeting. And during the safety and security meeting, we talk about all kinds of stuff. everything that happened usually overnight, but even stuff that happened just within the last 24 hours. I want to tell you that after the official meeting, we had an unofficial meeting, which talked about numbers specifically. And we talked about the whole theory behind how they got between 350 and 400,000 people to estimate for a festival. There's no best way of doing this. It's pretty much all guesswork, but I think it's reasonably accurate. And here's why. 7 years ago was the record for Oktoberfest. On Saturday, they surpassed that record by 40%. Saturday night, there was an overwhelming majority, or not overwhelming majority, there was quite a few food booths that had sold out completely and had been working all day Saturday trying to find more product and could only bring in what they could find, but had to close and were not even open at any time on Sunday. On Saturday, there were more than 50,000 people that just went through the venues alone. 50,000. So I can tell you from this, just from my little bit of experience here, coming up on my 5th anniversary, that so Thursday was definitely like a Friday night. Friday night was just like a Saturday. Saturday was probably twice that we see usually on a Friday, and Sunday was like a Friday. It was just absolutely authentic business. People I talked to, especially with the 50,000 figure, in the venues on Saturday, we're probably somewhere, if you kind of nudge that up from the record before, we're probably somewhere between 450 and 500,000 people that came. This place was absolutely packed. Parking was as far out as you could get, both directions, actually all 4 directions. And people were hiking into town from a mile or 2 away. So this was just really off the hook festival. And I will tell you this, that we only had 4 arrests, which was absolutely remarkable. Two of the arrests that we had were people that actually earned their way to the Marion County Jail because they assaulted a police officer. And so you don't get cited and released for something like that. You go straight out to jail. One of those was yelling and screaming all the way out. He was yelling and screaming here and yelling and screaming all the way. So, but he had definitely imbibed, if you will. And then the other 2 were actually DUIs that we actually got involved in here. Saturday night, or I guess maybe it was Friday night, Oregon State Police put 4 troopers on overtime to work DUIs. They got skunked. That's saying something.
They got skunked.
Yeah.
Good.
Not a single DUI. And they were, trust me, they were here, they walked around the festival, they ate food, did whatever they did, and were out cruising, looking for DUIs, and they couldn't find them. So that's a real testament to what the festival had done, and I think what all the planning that everybody had gone into to do designated drivers and that kind of thing. We did have 2 DUIs that we found that we took care of. One of which unfortunately involved a lady and several minor children that she had in her car with her. So it involved basically our entire department involved the cadets and everybody else, because we ended up babysitting while the officer took the DUI person to Silverton to use the toxilizer, and then brought him back here to make sure that everybody was still reunited and could get rides home to where they needed to go safe and sound. So it involved the entire team, if you will, to get through that one. So quite a festival, and I feel very proud about how it went. So I think lots of people made lots of money, but most importantly, people came to town. They had a safe festival. They had a good time. Public Works guys were doing a great job, but I think they were bored because everything was pretty well taken care of and was running just how it's supposed to. A couple other things coming up. Candy Crawl will be happening in downtown Mount Angel on October 31st. Details will be forthcoming. We'll be doing a DEA drug take back on Saturday, October 29th from 10 to 2 at the police department, just as we've done before. Our Franklin John Street overlay project is coming right along. I don't know if Alan, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So they poured all the ADA ramps. Well, they put all the ADA ramps on West Markham and John, West Markham and Monroe. There was a hiccup with the Monroe one. The PGE pole didn't get moved And I met with the PG rep last week, so we're gonna have to move that, pop out 2 panels out of the ADA ramp, move the PG pole, and then re-pour the panels. And then on Main Street, they haven't completely poured the ramps, but they're on their way. They're supposed to start paving tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, wait, no, they're supposed to pave Wednesday, start paving Wednesday and Thursday. So, moving along smoothly. And the Monroe water line extension is all wrapped up. So they got out of the way just in time.
And Ken's been doing a great job working with construction outfits and all the subs. And we discovered the issue with the power pole. We brought everybody together and kind of figured some stuff out. And I won't go into too many details, but it's being taken care of, and we're definitely moving forward. Couple of things that I'll just mention real quick that I'm working on. I talked with Councilor Eater once today, working on the lease and rental agreement, whatever it happens to be for the senior center. I promised them after October fest, I'll be working on that, because we just need to get that done and see what that's gonna look like in the future. So that is something that I'll be looking at and likely presenting to them at some point. And then I'm also continuing to work with the grant company in regards to the Granary Fire site location and what's gonna happen there.
When is the next Friday?
Next Friday?
The next Friday, whatever they determine, next Friday,
Yeah.
It'll be next
it
Friday.
is.
this coming Friday.
Yeah. No,
No, not this week.
no, it's a week from.
It'll be a week from this coming
I
Friday.
know, it's,
Week after next Friday.
it's a week.
Not next Friday.
It's not next Friday, it's
The next
the
Friday.
next Friday.
The 14th.
And when can we apply again for the small allotment grant? When does that happen?
Small allotment grant.
Well, the grant we got for the paving, is that the small? Did I say that right?
100,000.
Yeah,
So we have till January to finish the project, and so it's gonna get done in plenty of time.
but then we apply for one every year,
We did not apply for one this year, but
because that one did not get done, is that? Probably why.
then we got awarded the one on Railroad that we had to get back. So I just gave it a gap, and I'll try again next year.
But all those were in good faith, especially the railroad one, because we realized what kind of situation we were under. Having that conversation really with them was, I think, a good thing. So, but we'll try again just as soon as we're eligible.
I do have one more piece of information. So the STA grant did get raised to 250,000. So right now it's 100. So if we get another one by then, it's going to be raised to 250.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that report. Council committee reports, and I'll start with David. Anything? No, nothing.
Where are we at with the trunk line project?
Well, that's a great question. We're pretty much where we were before Don had passed away. And this is the time where we need to start working together with Alan and our other team members and see if we can get this thing moving forward. And we'll be looking at all aspects of this trunk line project, because I think we might need to change a few things around and kind of get things going. I'll be too specific about exactly what I feel. We'll be addressing that.
Anything? How did the school booth do during Oktoberfest? Do you know?
I didn't know, I did not volunteer at that one. I did volunteer at the info booth, and we did interact with a lot of people. We even ran out of the pamphlets. So I was pretty stressed out, because they didn't have any more, so we just had to redirect people. It's kind of hard, but yeah, we're still.
Council President.
Thank you. Is there any kind of policy for dead rodents on city streets?
Well, we usually get, Public Works usually gets called. If we don't catch it on our own, we'll get called out.
And you're gonna find a dead deer by your gate at the treatment plants on the south side, say drug it off the road Sunday morning. So if it starts to smell there, you're gonna know why.
I think that's county.
Huh?
Out by
By the gate on the south end of the gate,
that's county.
okay? But I'm just saying it's gonna be smelling pretty soon.
Can we call Green County?
Absolutely.
One other question, where are we out in the potholes on North Main Street, or however you want to term it?
Any particular 100 block you want to talk about?
Across some Tiny's, across from the gas station, there's like 3 of them.
I saw a semi truck trailer literally that popped up almost on 2 wheels or on its other duals, just being hitting that pothole out there by Tiny's. It's bad. It's really bad.
They will come out because we complained a couple years ago and they did throw some asphalt in, but.
Talk about the dock.
uh,
Talk about the dock as far as they.
Yep,
Okay.
You want us to make a call?
I would, because it's not gonna get any better.
Take care of it.
That's all I have.
Yeah. Okay, mayor's report. Okay, I wrote a letter to you all, and it's sitting on my printer. So this has not been my night. Anyway, I will, I'm going to give you a summary of what's in the letter. I was thanking you for appointing me as mayor, but an action that needs to be taken is that I'm in the middle of a 4-year term as councilor, and I need to resign that position to be the mayor. So in that letter or memo that I wrote, I resigned my position. So you all know that now. And then that position will be an appointment by the council. And I didn't offer any great advice other than we have an election coming up in a month and a day or so. So we might want to wait to make an appointment after that's over. But one of the goals that I'd like to see is if we can figure out a process, maybe discuss a process to replace it at the next meeting. And so that we can get someone who's lined up to take office in January, so we have a full council for the whole year. So just file that away, please. And, right?
Sure. Are you thinking of waiting until after the election? Are you saying prior to the election? You're talking about the appointment,
Oh, no,
not the appointment.
appointment's up to the council, but I would like us to start thinking about it, discussing how we're going to proceed so that we can do it starting right after so we can get someone on board by January.
Discuss it in November and maybe appoint somebody in December.
Or January, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's your non-letter. I'd like to make another comment about Oktoberfest. I was downtown a bit, I volunteered a few times. But the police this year were very professional. And their presence was, you could see their presence, but they weren't in the way. I just thought they did a great job this year. And the whole staff getting ready. And I mean, when you think about all those people that are in this town and the very few incidents that we have, how many murders would you see in the town of 500,000 or whatever on a weekend that's that big? So it's just amazing the few issues that we have. So everybody who plays a role needs to be congratulated. So did a great job. And then I'm attending the League of Oregon Cities Conference this week. So I have nothing else. Question? We can set a record. But
Can I bring one more thing up?
sure.
I've had a few people approach me about if we could look into lowering the speed limit on Mount Angel Jervis prior to Hayes Street.
I actually talked with county engineers about that. And they met with me in my office here in City Hall, and I've emailed them even recently because they asked for a letter of support as they apply for a grant to replace a lot of bridges around Mount Angel and the county area. And that's one question I haven't gotten a response back for, is where my requests at, as far as those speed reduction zones, because I really want to do speed reduction zones for actually every road coming into town. So that, you know, we can go from 55, 45, 35, and 20. The first two that I'm really interested in, and they understand that tremendously, is Mount Angel Jervis Road and then East College. And those are the two that I really want to. Let's see. Angela Lopez says also the speed in front of the new subdivision on Church Street should not be 55.
Makes sense.
We're working on it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Angela.
Anything else?
No.
And I'm going to adjourn the meeting.